Have you ever heard old people say, you never know until you know? Well, this is what I am going to tell you about. There is a little known law in the UK that could catch some people out, and you must be aware of it. All right, so let me start with the story. You never know until you know. A man in the UK was jailed for 4 years and 3 months for removing his boots without consent in rare RAPE case. Okay, people, before I go into the story, let me tell you that on YouTube there are certain words that they do not like. So throughout this, I am going to actually talk in code. So when I talk in code, for some of the words, I'm going to spell them out, while for other words, I am going to use like the official, what would I say? Not really the official, but a terminology that, everybody should know. So here we go. When I say boots, it means condoms. And I'm always going to spell out certain words. All right. So here it goes. And then I'm going to, while I'm telling you the story, I am going to let you know what the little known law is, and you are going to see if that is what it is like in your country as well. So it says, a man has been jailed for 4 years and 3 months after being charged for RAPE as he removed a boots without the woman he was having sex with knowing. So how it goes is that this man and this lady agreed that they would do big people thing. But during that time, during the act, the man removed his boots. Yes, he removed the boots. And the lady was able to take him to court. And as a result of that, once the evidence was in place, he was jailed for 4 years and 3 months, because in the UK, removing the boots without the person knowing, even though the person consented to the act in the first place, but if you remove it without the person knowing, without the person's consent, it is still classified as RAPE. All right, so let us see how it goes. I am not going to call the man's name, but this man, gentleman, 39 years old, was from South London, and he was sentenced at an inner London Crown Court after being found guilty on the 2nd of April. The story goes that it says that a young woman in the same South London reported the assault on 9th of May last year, 2023. She said that she had consented to having sex with the gentleman as long as he wore his boots. But during the encounter, the gentleman removed the protection without her knowledge. After the encounter, the lady reported the gentleman to police and he was arrested. Now, it was not easy to prove that, okay, he removed it without her consent. But after the encounter, the lady was upset. And as a result of her being upset, there was communication back and forth with the gentleman. Messages. And as a result of those messages, it was determined that he was guilty, in that the consent, he had removed it. Everything pointed to the fact that he had removed it during that time. So the police worked with the victim to obtain screenshots of messages that the gentleman sent where he apologized for taking the boots off and where he sought to explain his actions for removing the boots. The gentleman later deleted the messages, but the screenshots, the lady had screenshots, contributed to securing his conviction. Persecutions for non-consensual boots removal boots removal, which is classified as RAPE under English and Welsh law, are very rare. That's what the Metropolitan Police said. This is very rare due to the underreporting. So a lot of ladies experience this, you know, people doing big people stuff experience this, but not many people know that it is illegal to remove it without the other party's consent, and some people are not aware of the fact that people can be convicted because there is actually a law that is there to protect you where this is concerned. So what he's saying, look, have given you consent that yes, we are going to meet, we agree that look, I'm going to do this thing with you. If I say as the lady, look, I will do it with you as long as you wear a boots. If during that time you take off their boots, it doesn't mean that because I had consented to having sex with you, it doesn't mean that you removing the boot makes it okay. So this is a law for the English and Welsh. So be aware of it, people. In the UK, this is a very little known law that exists, and you have to be careful, people, because not many people are aware of it, and unknowingly people can get themselves into trouble. So if the agreement is yes, I will do it as long as you wear boots. Gentlemen, you cannot then afterwards go remove the boots and say, but you had consented to us doing the deed. The law is there. What do you think, people? Is it the same? Does this law exist in your country? Do you think that it is a law that, you know, that is welcome because it is there to protect everybody? Or do you say that this makes things sticky and that this law should not be upheld whatsoever? But just be aware, this is a law in the UK. Okay? Okay. Peace.